Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian Report for December 2nd, Thursday. So wave 3, an A and a B and a C wave. In wave C we have 5 waves, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This here doesn't look like the high, but on the physical cash market, the XJO, this is the high, and we're looking at 1 and 2 and 3 here, and we're going to look at all of this as wave 4 and down for wave 5. Now I'm expecting a bounce to come from these lows here, and in Australia it will be the banks that take us on that journey to the upside, so we'll take a closer look at that. But let's just understand this here a little more. On the 4-hour chart, we've been looking, well, as a slight little change here that you'll notice. We've had wave 4 sitting here, and that could actually be right, and we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4 and wave 5, so that's possible. But I think it's the reason I don't like that 4 is because wave 1 was a say 2 or 3 days, and then wave 2, which should be swift, sharp and simple, is a handful of days. So it's a little bit big in terms of proportion to wave 1. So I think we're better off having wave 4 there. So wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 coming down here. So we could be very close to being finished. Let's just continue to drill in. So I've got it like this here. Let me just get this into gear here. So wave 3 here. Now before we had wave 4 over here, but I'm putting it here and looking at this as in 3 waves. So we knew that that was in 3 waves, and we knew that we needed to make a low below this low here. It was a rough journey, but eventually we're sort of there with that. And yeah, so anyway, I'm looking at this as an ABC for the A wave here, then an A and a B and a C for the B wave here, and then 5 waves up here for the C wave of wave 4, and then the impulse wave to the downside here. So yeah, we're looking for 5 waves. So let's go in and have a little look at that on the tick chart. We'll go to 100 ticks. Okay, well that's enough there, isn't it? So let's just, I'm happy with this. So that's, I'll just double check everything here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here for that. That's all good. I think this needs to sit over there. Yeah, I'll run with that. And then this can go here, just double checking. I should really pull that apart and check that, but I'll just stay with that. So that's 3 there, and then we've got an expanded flat correction here, but as a bear markety thing. So an A and a B and a C wave up here for that. I don't think it will go too far. It might go a little bit further. Well, one way to look at that would be to look at, well, the right thing to do is to take it from there, and actually not to take it from the bottom, but to take it from the 3rd wave is the correct thing to do. And then that would leave us with, yeah, so we're at the 38.2% here anyway, but we've been above that before. Looks like it wants to go higher. Maybe it is finished, I'm not sure. I suppose one way to look at it is that this is the closest largest number. If that becomes the support, then the low is in place, and we don't have that. I think we're just in the morning squeeze here for this. I can have a look at that. Let's just have a little look at that on 10 ticks. Well, that's impulsive to that point, isn't it? Or do we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll give it a little bit of time, but we want to see that drop. Let's just go back for a moment or two and come up with a strategy just in case we're wrong, which wouldn't be the first time. So we definitely need to see that 72 as a classic trading levels pattern. So all you need to do here is just look for that high, that first high. That's your reference point high. Don't trade the breakout here, because you'll just get burnt most of the time, and then the second one, and then if it clicks in, then you're good to go. But otherwise, we'll expect this move to come down here, and if we talk about the bullish weekly cycle, then we know that Thursdays is the bear day, and then would see Friday as the bullish day. But what normally happens late in Thursday, let's just say that this drops, just say that this plays out here, would be looking for 5 waves. So in the afternoon, because with the SPY, the futures market, really by I don't know how many average contracts are traded now. If anybody's all over the SPY, then let us know. I don't know if it was 30,000 or 40,000 or whatever, but half will come in during the morning session and the other half in the afternoon session. And the morning session really to me is like 11:15 a.m. and it's pretty much all the volumes in for the morning session. Then who's ever holding the desk on the SPY, because there will be somebody. I mean, Macquarie Bank, they go in there, but they don't really play it. They use it as a hedge. So then I don't know if Morgan's are there. I don't know who's running the poker table these days, but they'll get their boys to lock it up for a long lunch from 11:30 all the way really to 2:30 in the afternoon, unless there's something really dramatically happening. Then because most of the volume comes in the first hour and a half and in the last hour and a half of the day. And then you'll see Macquarie's and that take their hedges off about after the cash market closes about 4:05, and then the market runs pretty fast from 4:05 all the way to 4:27, 4:28 there and onto the close of that. Anyway, I lost what I was saying, but just yakking. But I've got to get going. Anyway. If we get 5 waves down here and you start to see the market come up late in the afternoon, well, then that's when you can start building in some very small short very small long positions, and then look to go in on Friday and so on. So let's just see if that occurs. But in the meantime, if I've made a mistake here and the ABC pattern is sitting in here somewhere like this, and then this is wave 5 sitting here. And then we're going to go up here. Then if you get support on top of this guy here, the number 72 here, then you need to start building in long from that point there. So the driving for this next trend to the upside here, as I've probably mentioned, is the bank. So when I look at CBA here, then we've been looking down as 1-2 nice gap for the third. We've been looking for the low, right? So I don't need that. And then this B wave here, that will be, so this will come in today, probably, I'd imagine. So I'll take it to there, but you can adjust that. We'll adjust it later, but just gives us our top side area here for that. And that will be in 3 waves when it comes. It'll be something like that. Yeah. So, let's just go in and have a quick look at this. I'm running really late today. Apologies about that, but doesn't matter too much. Oh, well, yesterday we called the low end, didn't we? Obviously here, but I know we're looking for a bit more to come down, which we did. So all that played out reasonably well as far as the crow flies. So is that the low though? It looks like we've got a little impulse wave here. It looks like we've got 1 and 2 in here and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1 and 2. So that if we take wave 4 here, that will come in at the 50-60%. So that's done everything that it's supposed to do at that point. And that means that we could go long from above that. So that must mean the low's in. So I know it's a little bit late here, but that would be the long trade, the first part of it. And we put the stop under here. It's very high risk buying at the bottom. So, these are only ideas. It's not financial advice, of course. Yeah, so is that it? Is that what we've been looking for? Like I say, the right trade comes in at a tough time. It's never easy. But what I find for myself is, like, if I'm scared to go into a market, well, then I'm just be a scaredy cat, and I'll just put in 25% of my position, or 50%, or some small amount. And that gets me in and gets me thinking and gets me working and operating, and then I can start looking for my next position, which obviously in this case, if I normally trade 100 contracts or whatever, then I'll just put in 10 or something, and then put another 20 in over here once it looks good, once I get a classic trading levels pattern on here. But obviously if it's going to fail, this is where it's going to fail from. But I think we've done all our homework, haven't we? We've counted all our curds and ways, and we could have that low in place. So yeah, well, let's just thin this line out here. That can just represent a smaller position at that point. Okay, let's have a look at this one here, which is ANZ. We're not finished here for this. This is on its own little pathway here. So we're looking at possible fourth wave there and the fifth wave. So we may have that fifth wave in here, but it's certainly not pushing up there. So I'll just give that. We had that volume yesterday. That's yesterday's volume, I assume. Yep. So a bit of support coming in there. But I still think we could be looking for wave 4 to come up and then wave 5 come in. So as CBA is going up for its B wave, this will be going up for wave 4 maybe, unless we're in a triangle pattern here, as I've mentioned before. So this would play out as an A and a B and a C. It's a bit low now for that, so we'll just have to stay on track of where we are for the time being. But I just don't see a trade here for this at this point in time. Okay, so that takes us over to the iron ore, the resource sector. This is iron ore here. So yesterday it opened a bit higher. Now it's banging its head against the medium level here, 650. So it's going to be doing that for a while. And it can also skew the wave count as well. So that means that any intraday counting on that won't look very, very nice. So I'll just leave it for the day. And sure, I mean, this can be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to here. It could just be retesting it, because on the way down here, this is what it's doing. It's coming down here, and now it's retesting that. Do you know? So it's migrating from being support to resistance. So the arrival, the reaction, the first low below the level, the retest here to this, and then drop. So that's really on the cards. I don't have, just because I've got it labeled wave 1 and 2 here based on what I've done here, I still need more evidence to confirm that, so we won't get lost on it. And this is the risk in, tuning into these stocks that we've been looking at, like BHP here. Now, it's come up and hit $40 yesterday, so that's a medium level as well. So, of course, it's going to react there, and of course, this morning it's already opened, and it is reacting from there. But I'm not going to worry about that today. We'll just give it a couple of sessions. I want to see what Friday delivers. I want to see if Friday is going to be bullish, and this will also tie into to Rio, which has also dropped lower here, but we'll just see how that drops and plays out here for a while. And also FMG, the Australian dollar will be down as well as FMG. FMG's down, so we were looking at this yesterday here, but that looks like we're getting, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to this point in ABC. So it is looking a little bit bearish at this point. So we may end up with wave 2 over here for that, but I'll just see. This is still looking okay here for this. Our next long trade is above this here, but we'll try to get a better position for that. This is FMG, by the way. And we take these away here. We could move the stop up. Where would that leave us? I was wondering if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here and coming in for a deeper pullback as well. So we'll just need to look at that. That would bring us down further at that point. I don't know if we want to hold all that way down. Okay, anyway, we'll just see I want to see what Friday brings. I'm not worried about today too much, and we need to get a better grip on the US markets as well. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about the noise in here today for this. So I'll just leave that, and I just want to check the Australian dollar as well. Not that we're going to put a trade here. Yeah, I mean, nothing, as I mentioned before, it's in group one. It's going to edge down here. It's pointless shorting it, pointless going long. The 70 is going to show up as support, as is 71 is here, the old low. But this is corrective, so we expect this to keep edging lower through here. So I can just leave it at that for the time being. Alrighty, I want to get the video out because I'm running late, so I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in, and apologies for being late.